Welcome back to the show, everybody. Welcome back to the Upper Tier Podcast. It is Pro Wrestling Weekly. I am here, Father Niall Hogan, here to present to you the funeral of WWE Raw. I'm about to bring in the congregation, so bear with me while I sort all the congregation out. Monsignor Bren is in the house. Father Ted Crilly Keith is in the house. The assassin is in the house himself with the holy water. The Scottish monk is in the house. What's up, Dave? The rosary beads and all are out tonight. The holy water. We've been to Lourdes. That's for sure. We have been to Lourdes. And I'm rounding it out. Monsignor Ginger Spice himself, Sean Mack. How are we?
Amen. Still struggling with the news, but it's very nice to see everyone. I'm amazed we've had such a great turnout, but Father Keith is the only one not wearing black. Now, unless I misread the funeral arrangements, it didn't say wear bright colours, so...
He doesn't have a black t-shirt.
Yeah, that's actually fair enough. No, boys, good to see everyone.
It's only ever at funerals. It's only ever at funerals to see everybody in the one place. It's so true.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's an Irish thing, isn't it?
Meet up when you get to my age. When you get to my age, that's how people meet up. Funerals and weddings and christenings. That's basically it, you know. Keith may be wearing white because maybe he's going to tell us how good Raw was. Like some of those puddings. Like some of those little puddings in the chat and some of those subscribers who seem to think that Danhausen is the be all and end all of Raw. There we go. So what can I say? You know, what can I say? Big up, Anto. How are you, my brother? Hope you're good. Throwing out all these blessings as we do. Monday nights, folks, will never be the same. Right, I thought on because of where we were going, we are not going to start with Raw. We are going to start with After Dark. Sorry, I've gone too far there now. We're going to start with After Dark. So there we go. So, boys, whoever wants to take it away, you three boys, we're ready. Tell us your thoughts on After Dark. Do you want me to kind of change the layout a little bit there for you? Or?
Oh, this is perfect.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That work better for you?
That's much better. Yeah.
There we go.
Sean Mack.
Have I been ordered to speak by the family of the deceased?
You have a course. It's hard to believe that the most exhilarating show in the last week has been a show called After Dark, isn't it? There we go.
After Dark. This is what we call a happy funeral, because we're going to get in some good stuff before we get into the real filth and awful stuff that happened this week. This was the first time the OTT have ran this sort of show, a mystery wrestling show with a special guest general manager. No wrestlers announced, no matches announced. All we know is the venue, the time, and the place. And I was at this on Thursday night with myself, with Mr. Brian Reed, and of course Edward Lindsay. And I think we had a ball. We had a really, really fun time. And the good news is, for those of you who want to see it and missed out, OTT are going to be uploading it to their YouTube channel tomorrow night. I think the premiere is set for 7:30, so you can watch the show in its entirety and enjoy it. Just to warn you, spoilers obviously on screen, but you will see a lot of myself and Mr. Reed and Mr. Lindsay, because we were literally touching the bottom rope. So that's something you don't like. I'd recommend maybe tuning out and come back in about 15-20 minutes. The first match, firstly, we had a mystery. I mentioned a mystery general manager. It happened to be Justy, which got a huge ovation. He said some horrendous stuff that I don't think would be particularly parliamentary, considering we have a funeral later. But mentioned how it was an 18th show. This is what OTT was built on. We had to bring it back to its roots. You can swear, you can do this, you can do anything you want. And then we got the matches, and the first one was a tag match. BDE still pursuing the tag titles against Ricky Souza and Robbie X, an absolutely fantastic match. Robbie X was actually the first out, as in he was on the apron holding the tag rope when the match started, and he was on our side, so we were very, very close to Robbie X. Really, really fun, enjoyable match. Ricky Souza is one of the hottest young stars at the moment, and Robbie X, when he was over here more often in OTT, kind of became the best kept secret and one of the crowd favorites. So great to see him back, and BDE have really matured. You know, it's funny to remember that a while ago these lads were coming out with sheepskin coats and then getting pelted with toilet paper as soon as they stepped in the ring. Now they really do feel like a proper competent team, and this performance to me showed that tag team gold could potentially be in their future.
Wasn't it, Sean? Sorry to cut over you, but like that match, it was so good. It reminded me how good tag team wrestling can be when it's booked and done properly. Shout out to BDE; they were absolutely phenomenal. Everybody was brilliant in it. It was just what a start! What a great start!
Oh, BDE the YouTuber.
It's not BDE the YouTuber. It's a tag team, and they're just the nicest guys as well.
They're way cooler. Summer Bash and Bell. I'm not sure. I have to see, but I couldn't give you an answer at the moment. But looks like a decent show. Anyway, tag team match. It was meant to be a women's match, and Destroyer of all things fun. Cian Noonan and Luke Frehel barged out, and Luke Frehel got on the mic and said women's wrestling was a joke, a disgrace. Maybe some truth to it. I don't know from his end. And he said, if there's anyone that doesn't agree with that, then you can come on out and face us. And out comes Michael Oku and Amira. But then Luke Frehel says, Michael, hate to burst your bubble, but we said 2 people, not 1. And Michael Oku said, yeah, I can take the 2 you want. So the match is a handicap match, which unfortunately Oku does not get the upper hand in, considering there's 2 of them against him, and the boys cheat and go underhand tactics. And then Amira rips off her dress to reveal her wrestling attire and absolutely lathers the 2 fellas, beats the paint off them. Wonderful to see. And Amira and Oku get the win in a very enjoyable match. Great to see Michael Oku, obviously. Amira, though, I don't think she's actually wrestled in OTT. I think it's the 2nd or 3rd time she's done it. She's always accompanied Michael Oku when he's over as a valet, but never as an in-ring competitor. And I think she was really good. The fans really, really enjoyed her. So I wouldn't mind seeing her back with Michael Oku in in-ring capacity in the very near future.
Just the next match, because the next match was the women's match, and it was the actual women's match. So Raven Creed, who I love, I think she's bleeding deadly. She's nuts. She'd knock the balls out of me. However, it was made a triple threat match. I'm returning to OTT. And by the way, for those who don't know, OTT is a local Irish fed. For those who are not from Ireland, it's a local Irish fed. And it's important. Obviously, it's important we support local Irish wrestling. But Session Martina came back, and how cool was that? She came home. It was really lovely. Spoke to her after the event. It was very, very cool. One of the nicest people. But just all in all, like, I mean, there's probably no point in us going down through the entire card. But it was the best, one of the best independent wrestling shows I've ever been. The importance of independent wrestling. It was such a reminder for that. And of course, we got Nikki Storm. So this was brilliant. Obviously, Wyatt Six guy over here. Nikki Storm comes out. She comes out to the Backstreet Boys, larger than life. Bren loves the Backstreet Boys. Johnny BSB. Noel, I'll get to it. Right? She comes out, and what did she do, lads? She grabbed me and she started shaking me. And I'm not even making that up. I was like, he was over the moon. It was phenomenal. Listen, what I would say is the main event, Jay, I'll finish up with it now and then I'll shut up. Everybody was brilliant, but Jay and Trent Steven stole the show. And to see Jay, right, just to give you a bit of a background, and then I'll shut the hell up. Jay, I went to OTT about 10 years ago, and Jay was out front collecting tickets. He's now the European champion, and I said it to him after it, and it's phenomenal. A Ballyfermot lad is... Sorry, no. A Ballyfermot lad is now European champ, and it was just all in all loved it, thought it was brilliant, and it was such a unique experience. We were literally on top of the ring, touching the bottom rope, and I keep laughing because we were talking about it in the chat during the week, and your comment was Whopper Nile. I'm not gonna say what it was. Anyway, it was bleeding deadly. Other than that, thanks for listening. Anybody else?
Ed.
You didn't even leave anything for Ed. Like, Ed's left with fucking nothing after you do.
Scraps.
Ed, you're muted. You're muted, Ed.
Grand, I'll start over. I apologise. So, I mean, one of the most important things about that whole event was the crowd as well. The crowd were phenomenal, and they were. We all were. We were all into it. It was like going to a show from fucking 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when wrestling was at its prime. It was a great evening. And yeah, I know Nikki Cross gave you a little shake. I got the high five Mile of Grace, so that's all that you need to know, you know what I mean? But now, other than that, stellar show.
You mean this lady here?
Yeah, you had to pay for that, son.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, stellar show, all of that. Great talent, great, really was fantastic.
Just one more thing to add. There was, you'll see some footage during Man Like the Reese's entrance for his match. He called on someone to give him a beer, and someone threw him a beer, and he said, "Who wants some?" And he looked at poor Ed Lindsay and poured it down his throat from a very difficult angle. It spilled a little bit on him, and everyone started booing Ed. And then Man Like Doris said, "Okay, who here in Ireland can drink and isn't a fucking pussy?"
And then they all
so Man Like Doris, I love you, but that was totally uncalled for. Ed is a wonderful man.
The bionic Dubliner got called a fucking pussy.
Yeah,
because the fella
mouth's not bionic,
pouring the beer like from here.
Making lots of money.
Not what I heard, Ed. I heard you have very bionic mouth.
Fool.
I did mention earlier in the WhatsApp chat that these two boys together as a tag team won't do shit. So how right I was.
But Man Like the Reese didn't bring the grannies with him, did he?
No, he didn't, I'm afraid. But he seduced Dara's mom to the point where
makes sense.
She could be in the 80 for Brady movie, but about Doris with the grannies.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but no, this is a really, really fun show. It's going to be on YouTube tomorrow, and Joe said apparently the plan is for all the After Dark shows to be free on YouTube, so you'll be able to enjoy them in their entirety, and would recommend it. It was a really, really fun show, and even better that I got to spend it with two members of the panel, and then the day after that I went into the shop and then I saw Keith on the street. It was
very unfortunate, and again, Sean, we'd like to apologise. For you having to bump into Keith.
Did he have a cup in front of him?
I'm only messing.
It was as perfect as the 2 days as you could have written. It was unbelievable.
But there you are.
And roll on the next one.
Nice.
Are you glad you opened OTT, Niall?
Nearly fucking finished with it near long. It felt like a fucking AEW show it did. Speaking of AEW shows, Dave, you're not getting off the hook. Talk to us about Redemption.
Fuck no. Yeah, Redemption was the usual story of the good matches could have filled the card where the other matches, as we spoke about Niall before, the other ones could have been on Dynamite or Collision. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of the story how the AEW pay-per-views have been the last couple of months. So, look, I'll touch on the matches that were important, the matches that kind of stood out, and the story progression for these going to All In. I'm going to start with the match of the night for me, which was the 6-way ladder match. This match was absolutely stellar.
Yeah.
I watched this twice because I just thought I've not seen a ladder match this good, and this is up there with some of the best WWE ladder matches as well. Just everything just clicked. The spots, the storytelling, everything just went right in this match. And it was just some of the spots were insane. And the 450 off the ladder to the table. You know, you had the tightrope walking and the moonsault onto the table as well. Just some of the spots were insane, but they were done to the point where they weren't over the top. They were done just right. You know, it got the crowd absolutely popping. So, I mean, that match for me, if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It is fantastic. It really is. I can't talk highly about it enough. The next match that I will bring up is one that kind of irked me a little bit, and that was the Tekla Willow Nightingale. Now, you know me, I've spoken about it before. I'm a big Willow Nightingale fan. I do absolutely love her character. It's good to see a face character with just that little bit of bubbliness and, you know, positivity. And that does kind of resonate from her as well. But I think Tekla got the wrong end of the stick here. I genuinely think she should have kept the title. I love Willow Nightingale. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the right time for her to hold the belt, especially going into All In. I don't think she can hold this level of match yet. I think Tekla was right there to face Mercedes Moné. I think that was the right choice for All In, and I think they went the wrong direction with that. It was a great match. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed it.
Dave, yep. Why do you think they did it? What's your kind of, have you a theory behind why you think they did it? Because when I seen that, it seemed very strange to me that she, after carrying the belt for so long with Mercedes Moné buggering off to the Indies to drop all the other belts and go on her kind of tour, she kind of held down the women's division there for a while, obviously with Toni Storm going out as well for personal reasons or health reasons or whatever it is. She kind of carried it on her back there a bit, and I thought she would have got the payoff at All In. Felt like they did her dirty, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of politicking going on backstage. I think having Willow Nightingale against Mercedes Moné All In is a little bit more believable for Mercedes going over to win the title because Tekla has built such a strong following in AEW that having Tekla lose against Moné might be more of a negative than if it was Willow Nightingale, where they say, yeah, well, that's a more believable outcome. I think she got done very dirty there. I would have rather seen Tekla take on Mercedes Moné All In, but I think they've gone the safe route of the more believable outcome and the more predictable outcome to keep Mercedes safe and for it not to damage Tekla in that kind of big WrestleMania style setting. You know what I mean? I think they've gone the wrong direction on that. The tag team match, how Edge and Christian can still tell a story the way they tell it in AEW and go the way they do in AEW, given the injuries that Edge has had over the last couple of years, still baffles my mind. One thing I loved about this match is Edge and Christian went completely stiff in this match. The shots that Edge was throwing were properly stiff, and they were really going at each other. And look, Claudio Castagnoli has the personality of a peanut, but he's good in the ring, right? Let's face it. He's not got the character or the personality to connect with the crowd.
He looks like one too.
He does, yeah. But he's great. But he's great in the ring.
And do you know the funny thing about that, Dave? So you pair him up with Pac, yeah.
Exactly.
He equally doesn't have the personality to connect with the crowd, and also is unbelievable in the ring. Yeah.
Exactly. I think the reason that they put these two in with Edge and Christian, I think the reason that this is the match going, you know, the prelim to All In is because Edge and Christian, obviously, given their age, given the state of their bodies at the moment, they know they can trust these two to carry the match and to give them a good performance. I think this was a great choice, a great way of booking this match. They booked it perfectly because these two, although, like I said, they don't have the personality, but they have the in-ring ability to be able to make these guys look great, even at their age. This was a really solid match, and given the outcome and what we're facing at All In, between the Young Bucks. I know people hate the Young Bucks. I know they're sick of them. But to have the Young Bucks against Edge and Christian, that's good. I think the lead up to that, the collisions and dynamites and the promos between these pair, it's going to be good. I'm going to enjoy it. I think we're coming to the end of Edge now and Christian in the ring, and I think just getting to see them one last time, even if it is at an All In, to do it against the Young Bucks, you know, who've been there since the very beginning of All In, it tells a good story as well. Even if they do go over or they don't go over, it doesn't matter. Hate them if you will, but they've stuck with AEW. They've built it from the ground up with Cody and with the Elite and Kenny Omega and all that. Yeah, I'm happy with this match at All In. I can't wait to see it. The tie-in between
Dave, does it feel like a kind of a passing of the torch, except the Bucks are such experienced performers? They're not really young anymore.
They should just call it, like,
on the face of it feels like a kind of a passing of the torch, but it's not.
They should just call themselves at this stage the Bucks, and there's nothing wrong with that. Drop the young part. If they came out as the Bucks, it would make sense. You're not young anymore. Fucking own it. Call yourself the Bucks. It would make a lot more sense.
Dave, people start doing that, we'll have the Backstreet Men and the fucking men's zone. You know what I mean? We have to keep
men's zone. Men's zone.
Brennan's on the way.
Be real. Be real about it. You're not fucking young anymore. Embrace it. You know what I mean? Don't try and you're not.
Shots fired.
Here's what I nearly said. The Backstreet Bren. That sounds so wrong.
Right, we're not talking about
just trying to rhyme it with men.
I'm not getting into the. Go on.
I just want to acknowledge. I just want to acknowledge Aina. Aina, I do remember that comment. That comment happened about an hour or so ago. Look, some people are off their rocker, and I appreciate you coming in with the comment. It was really good to see. So, thanks a million, Aina.
And the tie-in between the tag match between Mox and Ospreay and the Young Bucks, again, that was just there to tell the story going into the main event, which was fine. I didn't mind that at all. We got to the main event, and great main event. I thought Kevin Knight showed what he can do in the ring. It was a great advert to bringing him up and making him a much bigger talent. He is going to go far. But the aftermath of Mox trying to get Ospreay to put the bag over Kenny Omega's head and have him turn on Mox, and Kenny Omega still Will Ospreay still having that moral high ground of, no, that's not me. I'm not doing this. You know, Death Riders, whatever he is fucking are, I'm not the type of guy that's going to go ahead and fucking put a scissors in someone's head and, or put a bag over their head or whatever it is. So it was a good little conflict of morality kind of from Will Ospreay. And I know he said some absolutely stupid stuff, and I know he's not liking himself to the wrestling community lately. Let's just say he's not been the best of people. But I thought he done really well at Redemption. I thought him and Kenny Omega going into All In. Look, Kenny showed. He's like, oh yeah, Will showing his good side, but then boom, straight away hit him with his finisher, and we went to close. I'm not going to talk about the Jericho Ciampa match because it's kind of a. Well, look, it's kind of a split. It splits people down the middle for many reasons. Some people don't like deathmatch wrestling, don't like hardcore wrestling. That's fine. Some people do and appreciate the
split Ciampa down the middle with that fucking.
exactly right. Some people look.
Dave, one question, right?
Yeah.
A lot of great matches on this card.
Yep.
However, and Raw had the same issues, which we'll get into, by the way. A lot of great matches on this card. However, the only two things people are talking about is the drill in the head and Mick Foley doing the bow wow and barking. That's bad. That's terrible. And that's my issue with it. And by the way, I've the same issue with Raw. Big issue with Raw. And that's my main issue with it. As somebody who supports AEW, that's got to annoy you a bit, that if you wanted the Twitter machine, the Facebook machine, wherever they're called, and you go into the wrestling forums, it's like, the drill in the head is stupid. Why is Mick Foley barking? And that's all they're talking about.
But
they're not talking about the in-ring psychology of Eddie Christian.
Because all the internet wrestling community do now is pick out the shit and stick to it. Same with WWE, same with TNA, they just pick the topics that are going to cause controversy, right?
You can't blame the fans, Dave.
But if that's all they're focusing on and not talking about the good, they want to be consistently negative. That's on them.
Surely, and this goes to professional wrestling. Surely WWE and AEW are the same. Surely they know that's what's going to happen.
But I have to agree with Bren. The wrestling fans as a whole just love
No, again, I'm not talking about the whole.
Yeah,
the internet trolls will grab that and just go.
I agree with you, Dave. Beg your pardon, but I just have to agree. Like it's the wrestling fans as a whole, they just love to focus on the negative. There could be a fucking 999,000 good things. Now, I understand that, Brent. I understand that, but the WWE and AEW can't be focusing on that one thing when they're focusing on 999% things that are good.
But that,
and then you have the wrestling fans coming in saying, "Oh, but this was the worst thing." That's
my point, Ed. That's exactly my point. It's very, very obvious that that's what the online community do. So why give it to them? Why?
Because you can't hold it. Because then you're playing into their hands.
Is stupid.
Because you're playing into their hands, Brent. That's why you can't just please the people who don't want the negative shit. You don't know until you do it. You don't know what the line is until you cross it.
Ciampa left WWE for better stuff, and nobody cares about him. All they talk about is the poxy drill. And again, look, I'm not trying to take over the segment. I just wanted to see what your take on it, and that's fair enough. The wrestling community do focus on that, but my attitude is, and this goes to WWE as well, if you know that, why throw out the low-hanging fruit?
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you at all, Brent, but I sometimes Sean Mack will know this. In ECW, you don't know the lines crossed until you cross it. And that's a famous Mick Foley quote from ECW. You don't know what the line is until you've crossed it. But don't get me wrong. Look, AEW wants to keep that TV 14 audience kind of they want to keep it satisfied. And that's why they have these no holds barred matches. And look, I said it before, I'm a glutton for hardcore wrestling, same with Sean Mack. Yep. When it comes to the Painmaker and Ciampa match, I actually really enjoyed it because it's just, like I said before, I love hardcore wrestling because of the brutality, but it's a different story they're telling as well. It's a more brutal story. It's a more violent story. And we don't have that anymore in many of these companies. We just don't have it. So AEW at least gives us something, just a drop of it, to give us that little bit.
I suppose what they're doing then is contradicting themselves, because it wasn't long ago that Tony Khan took a shot at the WWE and said, well, at least this is family friendly. Families can come here, because I can tell you now that if my son's seen that, he probably would be a trend.
Yeah, but it's the same. It's the same as it's the same. Look, it's the same as in the you have a show in the Attitude Era, and no doubt when you were younger, Brennan, Keith, and everyone else, when you were younger watching these hardcore matches and fucking Hardcore Holly's throwing Al Snow trying to drown him in the Mississippi River, I guarantee your parents are saying the same thing. You didn't want to see that. I don't want my son. If my son's seeing that and hitting them with chairs,
Dave, there's a difference between throwing someone in the river and fucking using a fucking thing to put your head out. Come Keith, on now.
By the way, that's episode 4. Episode 4 of the Attitude Era. We will be covering hardcore. Thank you.
Keith, I said this in the chat and I'll say it again. We had flaming barbed wire 2x4s on top of a Hell in a Cell with Mick Foley and Triple H in 2000. We thought that was bloody excellent. And at the time, you're talking about a drill. This is trying to set people on fire. Mick Foley's famous for setting C4 off on Terry Funk, etc., in the Japanese deathmatch wrestling.
Boss man getting hung.
Boss man getting fucking hung. Thank you, Ed. There's another one for you. You're talking about these guys going, the drill and the baseball bats. They hung a guy in the fucking cell. They hung a guy in the cell. So what I'm saying is, I understand where you're coming from, Bren. But glass houses, when you're doing a show on the Attitude Era and you love the Attitude Era, and we all do. We all love 98 to 2002 or 97, 2002, whatever it was. But you can't say that we absolutely loved when there's a lot of the same controversial and really bad stuff there. And this is really bad as well to some people. I get it.
The problem with that statement is I'm not in a glass house. The WWE is in a glass house because I've never liked hardcore wrestling. I'm not an ECW guy. That's a personal preference and that's different.
No, right? I mean WWF Attitude. It was all busting people open with chairs. It was all, tables and ladders. And
as Paul Heyman said in that promo to Vince McMahon, you took what I do and just put it as attitude. You know what I mean?
Bingo. Paul Heyman said Sean Mack, I recently got a Google Drive from a mate of mine, which has every ECW show from the beginning of the company till the end. So I'm going to binge that over the next couple of months. Over the next couple of months, I'm going to be binging some ECW because I'm not educated enough. I've not watched enough of it, so I can't really comment.
It is
overall, redemption
very warm water. It's beautiful warm water to dip your toes into.
Redemption overall, I gave a 7 out of 10 because the likes of the double chain match didn't need to happen on the pay-per-view. The TBS Championship match, as much as I liked it, I thought it was good. And fair play to Maya World for winning the title. That could have been done on Collision, I think. Could have been better on there. The AEW National Championship, again, another title change. Andrade got the National Championship, and I really enjoyed the celebration. You can see what it meant to him. He went over to his family in the crowd. You know, he did all the shtick and everything. But I'm glad he won a title, because he's actually, his second spell here, I've enjoyed more than his first one, and especially in WWE as well. I think he's done the right thing going back, and I think he's doing much better here now than he did before. But overall, 7 out of 10. I enjoyed the good bits.
Yeah, first run he was kind of lost on the mix, wasn't he? Really?
Yeah, now they're putting a belt on him, putting him against Mark Davis as well. Really, really good match. There wasn't really any terrible matches here. You know, sometimes you get with the AEW pay-per-views, you get a couple of matches that are a little off. Do you know what I mean? The talent just don't gel. There's a couple of, you know, miscommunications or botches or whatever. Whatever they did for this pay-per-view, and again, maybe it happens 1 in 4 with AEW pay-per-views, there wasn't really a bad matchup here in terms of talent. They all seem to just understand their job and go out and do it. There wasn't really much of a mismatch here. There wasn't any botches that I can remember. But altogether, yeah, it was solid, but just too many matches.
That's it.
Yeah, it felt nearly like the go home show for All In, because the TV shows are insufferable, really. You know,
yeah. I mean, I
subscribe
to my AEW there the other day, right? I'm going full whack for a year. I'm going to see how it goes. I mean, it's giving me all the back catalogue of ROH and stuff as well, which is really good. But I've made the commitment now to watch AEW properly. Dynamite, Collision, pay-per-views, the whole lot for a full year now. And that's not saying I'm not going to watch WWE. We have Netflix, so I already pay for that, so I already got that there. But what I want to do is focus on Dynamite and Collision, because Niall, you've said it there. The TV can be insufferable, but the pay-per-views can be stellar at times. So why doesn't it rub off on the TV and things like that? So, yeah. Do I have a spare login? Yes, I do, Ed. If you don't know, people, Ed is trying to stinge a fucking login off.
No, I just said I'll hook you up. If you read the second message, I will give you money.
Yeah, I'll send them on.
You're making Calvin people look amazing. Just saying.
Yeah, Ed, I'll send that over to you after the show, and you can see what you think. Yeah, on to SummerSlam. That's me finished.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right, SummerSlam. Let's take it away, Sean. Oh. Talk to me, SummerSlam.
Oh, indeed.
What are we thinking? What's the predictions? How do you see it going?
I'm fabulous, baby.
Don't we know it?
My God.
Much was it, Dave? Much is the AEW?
15 quid a month.
$7.50.
Including the back catalogue. You get the pay-per-view, you get all the TV, you get the back catalogue of everything. And you get MLW as well, so 15 is not bad. I don't mind.
It's probably worth it alone for the ROH back catalogue.
Pretty much.
Amazing,
right? Pretty much, and you get the pay-per-view as well. So it's like even if you're buying the pay-per-view separate, it's 20 quid. So at least you're getting your money's worth out of it. You know what I mean?
Right, Sean, run us down your picks for SummerSlam. Oh. What are you thinking?
Do you know, I'd say the match I'm least interested in is Cody versus Punk, but I never thought I'd say this. I think I got to go for CM Punk. I just don't want to see that title go back on Cody. As much as I hate CM Punk, I hate Cody that little bit more.
You also hate good wrestling, but go on.
No offense, friend.
Oh, it's all right.
Don't cry. Come back, Brent.
Tell me how good Sasha Banks is again, will you? And the Bella Twins.
Actually, it's all right. You can cry. It's a funeral. It's grand. You can cry. It's a funeral. You're lucky you don't end up in that casket.
I would. Brent, I've never seen Brent angry in my life. Oh my God.
There he is. He's full screen. He's full screen. Come on, look at that much.
Digger when you want one.
No, I will not be triggered.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Who said that? Which boy said that?
Oh my God.
Let's see. After last night with Brock Lesnar and Obafemi, we'll get to that in a bit, but Jesus. Still got to go for Obafemi. He's one of my favorites. I enjoyed his time in NXT, so I still got to rock with him, you know.
See the condition he's in. My God.
Unreal.
He's dropped a few pounds, hasn't he, Obafemi?
Unbelievable. Let's see, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. I'm not too bothered by who wins this. I'd like to see Roman retain. I feel like Seth's held the title twice or three times already. So I think give Roman that little bit longer anyway. Who do we got?
Other than the 4 years he had before, yeah.
Yeah.
Cream rises to the top, lads. No,
Here we go, another 6-year reign for
Let's
Roman
see.
Reigns.
Yay!
I'm there for it.
This time around, I'm there for it. Last time, I was not there for it at all. The interim women's championship. I'm not too pushed on anyone winning here, to be honest with you. If I'm to go with anyone, I'd probably go Jade Carter. No, I'm joking. No, I'd probably go Charlotte Flair. What? Let's bring it to.
Should I have got you to review Redemption here or something like that? What's the story here?
Yeah, you should have. You should have.
You don't sound too excited about anything on this.
Yeah, I go.
Sean,
with
who's the
Charlotte
fifth
Flair.
one? Who's your pick for the fifth member of this ladder match?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I've a feeling they could pull a little sneaky one. I've seen a lot of rumors of maybe a certain AJ Lee in the match. So look, I wouldn't mind that. There's a nice little hot take. If not, was JC Jane in the tournament?
Yeah, she's got knocked out.
Yeah. So there, look, maybe AJ Lee, but I'm okay. I'm excited for the interim women's title match. So there's a match I'm actually excited for now, folks. We're getting there. Liv Morgan and Io Sky could not give a flying feather. Do you know what? Give me Io Sky. We all know what I think about Liv Morgan. Get her the hell out of the company. Yeah, let's go with Io Sky.
Jesus Christ.
Sean's not a fan of blondes, be they men or women.
No, I love my blondes. I just don't like Liv Morgan. She has zero talent and shouldn't have won the title in the first place. Anyway, where were we? Gunther versus Nick Aldis. Gotta go with Nick Aldis. NWA Nick Aldis was the shit.
To be
was
fair, he was
awesome.
We're not getting NWA Nick
He
Aldis,
was
though.
fantastic. So gotta go with Aldis.
Just after what you said
Sami
about Liv
Zayn.
Morgan, can you skip to the Fatal Influence and Brie Bella match? Because I can't wait for this.
Oh, I wonder who he's
Oh,
going to
don't
go
worry.
for.
We'll get to that.
And
Match
that's
of
what
the
the
night.
main event.
Lads, it's match of the night.
That's Sean's main
That's
event.
Sean's
Match
main
of the
event.
night.
That's Sean's main event.
I apologize.
I'm going to have the lotion and the tissues next to me. It's match of the night, like.
It's a funeral, lads. You have to be
Yes,
sad,
it
and you have to be
is.
sad when you hear my
It is sad,
predictions.
'cause we have to
I will be
honest.
sad when I have to
Respectful, Sean.
sit through that shite.
Respectful, Sean. I do apologize. Fire away.
Hey, lads, listen to my eulogy. Anyway, Finn Balor and Sami Zayn. I think it's obvious here. Finn Balor, lads. Danhausen and Dominic Mysterio.
Could give a toss.
Couldn't give a toss, but I hope Dominic Mysterio gets cursed. Let's see. I got to go with the Usos and Fatu. As big of a not so much Bloodline fan I am. Fatal Influence and the Bella Twins and Paige. I mean, we know how much I love Fatal Influence, but I'd
For
never
now.
pass up the chance to root for the Bellas. So we got to go with the Bellas and Paige. But look, I'm okay with. Let me be honest here, lads. Right. Let me cook. I am the chef here, folks. I
You're
am
not
the
cooking,
professional
Sean.
chef.
Fuck me.
Burnt the house
This is
down.
how you cook, pal. Fucking hell.
You just glazed over Solo Sikoa to get to this 6 women match.
But I tried
What
my
the
best. I was
hell?
waiting for you to notice.
Oh my
Uh,
Jesus!
I was wondering when I was going to hear that. But
Keep on going.
look, I'll be honest here, and I say this a lot. I don't mind what way the match goes. I'd be happy with, in a sense, Paige and the Bellas passing the torch and letting Fatal Influence win. I'd be 100% okay with that. So I don't mind who wins this, but we'll see. Mr. Fluffy title and Baron Corbin. If there was ever a furry in WWE, it's Trick Williams with his new title, folks. I I love Trick Williams, but I want to see goddamn Baron Corbin get a title again. Let's get real here, folks. His
No.
NXT run with the
I love it,
Dogs
Sean.
was
I love it.
delicious. So we got to go with
No.
Baron Corbin and not Mr. Fluffy
Sound like Dick
Title.
Byrne. No.
You pick Baron Corbin over Trick Williams, lad. Come on.
No,
Come
I
on,
did.
fuck.
Fuck off.
But your choice, your choice. Anyway, carry on. Carry on. Your choice, lad.
What
Your
a
choice.
response.
Carry on.
Let me hold on. I'm cooking, lads.
Fucking slow cooker. Fucking Jesus.
Carry on.
I have to admit that was a
This is one
very
of those
good.
8 hour. This is one of those 8 hour stews.
Oh my God.
Anyway, carry on.
Oh, that's got to win moment of the year for me. That's fantastic.
I have to give that
Must
to
have
him. That
been
was
into one of those
fantastic.
24-hour charity streams or something.
That was fantastic. Penta versus Chai Gable. Very simple, folks. Mr. Chai Gable finally getting the IC title. I think it's
really
only
looking
right.
forward to that match. Really looking forward to that match.
So am I.
Bren,
Um,
any differences there from Sean? Don't have to go down to the whole card if you don't want to.
I'm not going to get into the whole. In fact, I'll be a lot quicker. I will. I'll just be a lot quicker.
Just before you start, actually, I just want to address this comment.
Yes, yeah.
Someone needs to explain to these people. I'm trying to get it through people's heads. If there's no Dom, there would be no fucking Raquel. So this is just stupid. If there's no Judgment Day, there's no Raquel Rodriguez. People need to get that through their heads. She stood at the back like an enforcer for about 6 months and never said a word. If there's no Judgment Day, there's no Raquel. Get it straight, lads.
Yeah,
She was the
Sean.
tag team champion with Liv Morgan before she was with the Judgment Day. So
Right.
And we know how we all feel about being tag team champions, don't we, in this company?
very true.
It's the equivalent of getting a Tesco card.
Look at the current women champions now. Terrible. Look, real quick.
Two of the best Irish wrestlers to leave this country were tag team champions, and they carried them around like they were fucking ornaments for 6
They did
months.
OTT before they even defended the title on Raw. They would have rather went home than defend the title on Raw.
So very quickly,
go ahead, Bram.
CM Punk's winning. Obafemi's winning. I do think Io Sky is beating Liv. I do. I'm a Liv fan, by the way. I think Gunter is. I'm on the fence with Gunter and Aldis, but I am going to go with Gunter. I don't think Aldis can just come back after 2 years, after a few years, and whoop the guy that retired Cena and AJ Styles, etc. I think the Usos and Fatu are beating Keys, Knight, and Sakawa. I think there's some shenanigans going to happen there. Somebody's turning, and I'm looking at possibly Knight. I'm not sure. Fatal Influence are winning. They're going to beat Nikki, Brie, and Paige, and guess what's going to happen then? Nikki and Brie are going to turn on Paige. It's been written in the stars since they came along. It's beating Rollins, IMO. In terms of the interim champion, I hope the Jesus is Charlotte. I'm going to let my heart decide on that one. These aren't going to like this, but I have a feeling Sammy's beating Finn, and I want I want Finn to win in this case. I do, but I just think WWE are going to drop the ball here. He's on such a bleeding roll; he has to win. But I just get the feeling that Sammy might beat him. Not what I want.
If that happens, he should just leave.
Yeah.
He should just leave.
I agree. I agree. Come here. I reckon Joe Hendry should give in his notice, but we'll get to that. And this guy here, listen, the money's on a pole match. If WWE say only one guy can talk bad about Russo now, and that's this guy. That's this guy, not the WWE. The WWE can piss off now. Not a bad word about Russo from them, because this is straight from the Russo playbook. And honestly, I do think Danhausen's winning. I just think he is. Trick Williams is going to lose to Baron Corbin, in my opinion. This is good. And the reason this is good is because Trick Williams goes straight to the main event, baby. And of course, Chad Gable has to have his moment in his hometown. Please give it to him. Anyway, that's my predictions. And that is all she wrote from me.
Can I change my answer, please?
No,
for the women's interim title, I'm still going with Charlotte, but I'd also love Chelsea Green. I mean, who wouldn't love Chelsea?
Great shout, Sean. Great shout.
Of course, we all love Chelsea Green. She's deadly.
I mean,
Yeah, I'd love her to win it. Personally, I'd love her to win that.
She's great. Title. She's great. Everything she does is magic. Everything she touches is golden.
Right.
Here we go. The Cardona, no huggers.
Oh Lord. Who's next?
Anyone else want to add? Anyone else? Can
I just add some
different opinions or do?
Can I just add some? How do we have don't have Braun Breaker in this, but yet we have this bald fraud fucking bronze fucking what's his face?
What's his face?
Braun Corbin.
Yeah, Corbin.
And then we have the fucking Poxy Bellas, and we don't have fucking Braun Breaker. Make that sense.
Could be worse.
I said that in the group earlier on. Like he said, in CM Punk voice, it makes me sick. Braun Breaker.
Make that sense, like honestly.
Listen. They dropped the ball on Braun Breaker already. They never strike the iron when it's hot these days. No. And now they're going to be like, in a few months' time, they're going to give us what we want, and it's going to be, well, you know what? It's probably a bit late now. We've moved on. We'll try our best, but you fucked up. And it was just a lot of bollocks that
he should have been champion 2 years ago.
100%.
They don't. But this is the thing. They don't now. Even now, they don't give us what we want. Even though we think we bought into it, they just lead us down the path. They still don't give it to us.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Think about in the last year. What have you got that you wanted? Even if you got it late.
Bailey leaving.
Nothing.
How dare you?
Huh?
Bailey leaving.
Well, actually, she should leave. She should leave. Here, lads.
Braun Breaker now looks like the muscle for Theory and for Max.
That's shocking.
It's mad.
Do you know what's mad about this week's Raw? I know we'll get to it. We complained about the gingerbread man a few months ago. I'll leave that with you until we get there, okay?
I forgot about that.
That's part of the downfall, Brian. That's one of the ingredients that led up to today's funeral.
Niall, what do you think?
I think if Gunther loses to Aldis, we're going to have a major problem. I think if Balor loses to Sammy, we're going to have a major problem. I think if Dominic loses to Danhausen, we may give up totally because this guy is the AAA Mega Champion. He's about to go into Triple Mania. He's about to go to Worlds Collide, and he's going to job potentially to this comedy act. Like this is insane.
Americano,
if this happens, this is insane. Yeah, well, I think absolutely, and I think Chad Gable, is a shoe-in. Love Penta, love the entrance, love everything about him. I think he's carried the belt with some great honor over the last number of months and stuff like that. He's been fantastic. But I think it is Gable's time now. I think he's there long enough now. I think Baron Corbin's going to get the belt, but I think they probably feel now that it's time for Trick Williams to step up. I'm not sure whether he's been around the title long enough for that step up. But I think that's the way they're looking at it.
No, I would actually wait to Royal Rumble with him.
Baron Corbin.
I would give it the Royal Rumble to Trick.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to wait. I just don't think they're going to wait.
They can wait. They can wait him because if they do wait him, it will be
maybe Trick wins. Maybe Trick wins money in. Maybe Trick's money in the bank. Maybe Trick's got money in the bank. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah. I expect I expect Punk to retain, but I expect Cody after the match to go heel. I expect the baby face in the Hell in the Cell who battered half of the LA police force the other night. But we will talk about that. Is probably going to win the Hell in the Cell. But my concern on that Hell in the Cell is it's going to be about 5 minutes lower in the cell. It's going to be about 10 minutes of entrances before they lock up. And we're probably going to get a 6-minute match instead of a 20-minute match where these two boys absolutely beat the living piss out of each other.
They're not going outside.
And that's my big. That's my biggest.
That's what I was going to ask. Would they go outside the cell?
No, they won't. No.
I think Reigns and Rollins will be a match for the ages. Ultimately, I think this is where Reigns gets the win over Rollins. Balor has to win, as I said. There's not a whole lot else to really touch on. Hopefully, Tiffany Stratton gets the women's title, relinquishes the US one then, so then Creative can have another 6 weeks of lazy booking for a US belt.
Lord have mercy.
And hope to God Solo Sikoa doesn't go back to the fucking bloodline. I don't want them to end up like Jacob and absolutely decimate his career being a fucking lackey for the Usos. I don't want them to go that way.
I see Keys turning on that, and I see LA Knight not turning. I think Brand said LA Knight might turn, but I see LA Knight getting the piss kicked out of him with all.
No, I don't think it's Knight. I think it's what's his face?
Keys.
Keys, yeah, sorry, that's who I think it is.
Yeah.
I don't think Royce Keys is going to do anything prominent in this. I'd be very, very surprised. I don't know whether that has landed at all, to be honest. I think if you look at this 6-man here, I think between Jacob and Solo, they're the stars in this, to be honest. And they're the ones whose lights are shining brightly, and I think that's what it will come down to. I think if you're looking at the testing matches they've been doing on house shows, the Bloodline has been going over. I would probably expect the Bloodline still to go over, but I would expect Solo to come out of it very, very strong and become the prominent baby face on that brand. And hopefully that's what happens. So I don't know what else. That's all I can think of at the moment. If anyone is on this. Interesting enough, I did a slide up actually. We're getting 6 debuts on it.
Oh, nice.
So there's your 6 debuts that are coming into us. That's pretty impressive.
Class.
6 debuts at SummerSlam, so
Pretty cool.
not too bad.
Pretty cool.
Not too bad at all.
I just want to one thing about the Gunther match. What you said, Noel. If Gunther loses, I think everyone said it. If Gunther does lose to Aldis, there's going to be some serious problems. Because that just means the 3 legends he's retired are useless and pointless.
There's no coming back from that.
No, there's not. It's nuclear. It's gone. It's done. However,
what 3? He's retired.
Same as Dom with Dan Hare. Same as Dom with Dan Hare.
100%. I do see this. I do see Gunther winning it with some fucking iffy questions, though. You know what I mean? I don't see it being a clean win either. You know what I mean?
Is there a professional wrestling match that will be broadcast in this century in North America that people will care less about than Danhausen and Dominic Mysterio in a Human Monies and a pole match?
I'm shocked at the fact they went full Vince Russo.
Oh no. Fucking hell.
After spending so long giving Russo guff, and the running joke on a few of the DVDs that I still have to this day was Russo was just on the pole, everything, Viagra on a pole, the lot. Poxy. Absolute. WWE don't have a pot to piss in there when it comes to that.
Well,
Anyway.
only thing we're missing is swerves, and every mid-carder joining the Judgment Day. Men, women, and children.
Don't joke about that.
Bren delivering 8 episodes on the Attitude Era, drenched in Vince Russo's fingerprints. Folks, make sure you check out Attitude Era to see Bren's thoughts on Vince Russo and the Attitude Era.
Oh. Every Sunday, 8 o'clock. We'll be live this Sunday, 8 o'clock. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, but there you go. Right, let's start the funeral for Raw. Anyone want to start it off with their thoughts and thought? Keith, you've been quiet enough. Go on, give us your thoughts on Raw.
Right,
Please don't just tell me it was shit. Just
no, I'll give you a couple points I liked
elaborate.
about it. I like the Javon Evans Rusev match. That was a good match. My highlight of the whole thing was Solo. I thought that was brilliant when he came out and he just say no one gives a shit about the E. I thought that was quality. I've really enjoyed that 6-man, what they've been doing there, and I'm really enjoying the match as well for SummerSlam. It's going to be stellar. The ending to Raw I thought was good. Wasn't mad about the whole promo thing because it's kind of the same spiel that we talked about the last couple of weeks. But how they ended it, I liked what they did there. Ethan Page, Rey Mysterio match was okay. And yeah, that's as far as it goes, really, to be honest with you. I don't understand why they dropped the belt for Sol Ruka. Now, if she's injured, fair enough. That's probably plausible, but
she couldn't be, Keith. She absolutely couldn't be because they went on. They had a 25-minute match and it was very physical.
But then, Brian, what's the point of dropping that belt then?
Noel did a short on the channel today, and like check it out. But it unfortunately, I don't know why. I don't know why. Noel did a short today.
I wouldn't have a problem if there was a build-up to this and they had a storyline to this and she actually was given the title. I've none against Raquel Rodriguez. He's good in the ring. I've nothing against her. It's just how this was done. It was just absolutely fucking stupid, to be quite honest with you. There's no point in this. It was a meaningless match. And then don't get me started on this fucking Danhausen and Joe Hendry thing. Like, I've seen more.
I want you to get started on it. Go ahead.
My God, it was the biggest pile of fucking tripe I've seen in my life.
Good show.
Whoa, too far. I'm only messing. Go on.
I've seen more concerts with fucking Joe Hendry than I've seen wrestling matches since he's gone up in the main roster. That's how bad is it? Like, if you don't want to do anything with Joe Hendry, then put him back down to NXT, or better yet, give him back to TNA. If you don't want to do anything with this guy, because you're just fucking just mucking him about at this stage, and especially with Danhausen. Like, I like Danhausen, but this is a bit too much now with Danhausen. They need to reel it back with Danhausen, I feel, and just not be so much on TV, and just less is more. I think with Danhausen, that's the way I think. I couldn't give a flying crap about the division and Alpha Academy. That is a pile of dick, in my opinion. Don't give a flying fuck about that. I'd shit out over that. And then the start of the whole Brock Lesnar. I don't care. This Raw was atrocious, to be quite honest. The start of the Brock Lesnar and Obafemi thing, I thought it could have been booked a bit better. It was quite funny with your man when he's trying to be picked up by Obafemi and he miscalculates it. I thought that was hilarious. But
he battered the police, though. He battered the police.
Yeah, no,
if I went out there now and picked up a 2x4 and hit a guard between the eyes, I'd lose my job and I'd be put in prison. How about that?
As Noah said, it's the face kicking off against the police. Make that make sense.
Yeah, it's.
Bren, I heard you were doing that last week anyway.
Look, overall, Raw to me was just terrible this week for a go-home show. Like, they really need to sort them shit out.
The other thing about that, Keith, is in 1997, Kane showed up and ripped the door off a cell. And Obafemi, the big monster that he is, can't even do that.
I thought he was going to do that. I thought he was actually going to do that. But, like, even fucking have a scuffle in the fucking...
They learned their lesson, Brent. You're more reinforced doors now.
There's the pillow fight.
I'd love to have a conversation with some of the ring crew people and ask them how did they feel about assembling a Hell in the Cell above the ring in the Intuit Stadium in LA. Like as if we don't even know what a Hell in the Cell looks like. Like it's just
pointless.
It's just stupid. It's just pointless. And then he locks him into the cage. The other
took him about 15 minutes to lock him in the cage as well.
What were we doing having a fucking weigh-in?
There wasn't even a weigh-in, Niall.
But Femi goes mad and just, I wouldn't have minded if two of the police from the LA, if you had a battered 5 or 6 of them and there was 2 left, and they cuff him and they frog march him out like Austin or something like that, and you get something like that. But you don't get anything like this. It's just, this guy could just go into a stadium in LA, the Intuit Center, batter a load of LA police. Nothing happens. He's the baby face. It was like Lesnar was the baby face. Like, this is like, I'm really coming around to the idea of Lesnar should win. This is crazy. Like,
it is crazy.
This is stupid. Like, you know what I mean? It's just mental. Like, and well, you see what happens. 7 or 8 minutes to lower the cage. We get a load of fucking Slim Jim ads. Then, the cage gets lowered. Then a fucking 20 minutes of fucking entrances for a 5-minute fucking match.
Hogan documentary ad. Don't forget that.
I mean?
Yeah, that'll be in there. That'll be in there.
That'll be the highlight of the show. This is shaping up to be. This is an unbelievable card. This card is 10 times stronger than the WrestleMania card we got in Vegas. And look, you can be guaranteed they'll make up balls of it. Well, you see what happens. Sami Zayn will end up beating Balor. Danhausen will fucking beat fucking Dom. Aldis will beat Gunther. And then we'll have nowhere to go. And they talk about building stars for the future. Half of them aren't even featuring on a two-night SummerSlam. And Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes have no place on a 2-night SummerSlam. So what hope have they got?
Look, I read an article. I read an article recently that really worried me. And that basically TKO are following the money. If you're selling or shipping merch, you're getting the TV time. You're getting the spot at the top. If you're not selling merch, i.e. Carmelo Hayes, there's nothing for you. Sorry, you need to be shipping. You need to be making money to get those spots on TV and on the card. Danhausen is the biggest seller in the company right now. They gave him a fucking concert. They gave him a spot on SummerSlam. They're shoving him at people. Roman Reigns selling merch.
They gave him the whole of Saturday night's main event. He got the whole of Saturday night's main event. It was Danhausen main event.
So apparently they're following the money, and the big problem I have with that is if you're turning around to them and saying if you're not selling, you're not getting on TV, you're not getting on the big cards. Fuck me. Imagine hearing that. Now I'm not sure if this is true, but it was an interesting article, and it all kind of fits when you look at the grand scheme of things. Do you know what I mean? The Judgment Day merch always sells. No matter what way you look at it, the Judgment Day merch sells like fire. and that's why they have such a prominent place on the card. Danhausen, same thing. Merch is selling. He's front and center. Division, Logan Paul is a commodity in himself when it comes to social media, front and center with Division. And then you have the likes of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Nothing against them. They deserve their spot on top of that card. The same with Punk and Cody. They sell merch. They draw people. Deserve their space on top of the card. But if you're looking from that top 4 down, you're thinking to yourself, what the fuck do I have to do? Do I have to reinvent myself 7 times? I find a gimmick that sells merch and then get on the card. You know what I mean? It's looking like that's the way they do it.
Division aren't even on the card.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is they're still getting TV time on Raw every week, and they're getting prominent TV time on Raw every week.
The last time
Austin Theory's getting more TV time than anyone.
I've said this before. The last time we've seen something like this was WCW at the end of WCW. That's insane. Top execs making decisions as such. It's mental. It's absolute madness. And Dave, I get the feeling that is the truth, unfortunately. And it's really, really sad because it ruins people like Danhausen. By the way, can we just say Danhausen Danhausen is amazing. He's brilliant. However, he's been used in the wrong way. Joe Hendry, brilliant, amazing. However, he's been used in the wrong way. Look, go back and look at that concert again if you can. The crowd didn't know what to do. It's the inevitable. Like they're making a coffin, and it's the nail in the inevitable coffin of Danhausen's character. Absolutely. Look, I really like the two of them. But
do you know what it's becoming? It's becoming the lad in your class in school who came in every day and had a fucking shite joke for you every day. It's just fucking wearing now.
It is.
It's just frustrating and annoying, and it's just, the bullshit on ESPN and all. I'm looking at the ESPN interviews, and they're presenting pro wrestling like they're fooling the world here, like kayfabe is real again. Like, what the fuck are they on about here? And they're thinking that people are tuning into ESPN. Now they're giving away SummerSlam on YouTube TV. Go fuck yourself, ESPN. You know what I mean? Like, this is how stupid this is. It's unbelievable. We said it time and time again. Little kind of things for Danhausen, little kind of quirky little things and all work from time to time. But we've said it time and time again. The minute this guy has to step through the ropes and legitimize himself, we're going to have a fucking problem. And we have a problem. And this is what happened. We all found it a bit weird when he climbed out of the crate. We all thought, okay, well, this is different. We gave it a bit of time. Then it started. I did a video on saying, I got him wrong. He's a success. He's doing his thing. Mm-hmm. He's all over the place and all this kind of stuff. But now it's too much. Now it's the whole effing show, as they say. You know what I mean? He's involved in this angle and that promo and this thing and all this hokey shit. And guys who we have revered over the last number of years, Dominic Mysterio a year ago was one of the best heels on the planet.
The best.
His fall off needs to be fucking studied because this is the epitome and definition of WWE creative. It is unbelievable that the guy who's doing Triple Mania and Worlds Collide and is the AAA mega champion is being treated like this hokey shit.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's so bad.
Noel,
so
what
bad.
It comes down to is exactly what I said about the AEW pay-per-view. And I said I'd get to this. And Dave, I said it to you a few minutes ago. There were some good matches on Raw. However, nobody cares. Nobody cares anymore because that segment and a couple of other things is all everybody's talking about. And again, it's low-hanging fruit. It doesn't matter what the wrestling audience is like online. It doesn't matter. It was horrible. It was terrible to watch, and I'm not down with it.
But even Brett. Someone read the LAPD.
Moment of the year, folks. Right there.
Oh wow!
But Brent,
you
know what? It's even so difficult to consume now. The ring is smattered in advertising. The apron, the canvas,
the matches are all sponsored.
Turnbuckles, the announcer desks, the fucking bin lids, the tables. The matches are all sponsored by this, that, and a brand new hat. And then the minute the fucking on the way to the ring, they cut out the entrances. And now they're putting the advertisements on the big screen and the matches are down in the corner.
Insanity.
It's fucking crazy.
It's
absolutely crazy. And it's every match every advertisement. They're absolutely ringing it out, as you said, for every watcher they can get. But it's becoming unwatchable.
Yeah.
Like, I seen people today online. I don't know how many people I've seen online, but so many of them today putting up GIFs and emojis and all sorts of stuff about wanting Vince McMahon back, that the highlight for SummerSlam should be Vince McMahon coming out. And I'm just there going, this is how
Did
bad
they
it's
remember 2019? No,
this is
Jesus
where
Christ.
this is how bad it's going. But forget about 2019. Let's think about the whole circle of that and what people are asking for. This is absolutely insane. This is how low it's got. People are now, I can see now why a certain cohort of people are now tuning into AEW and looking for an alternative. Or going back and just looking at back catalogue stuff and coming into me and saying, I haven't seen any recent wrestling in over a year or two. I just look at the old stuff. And I can understand it because it's now unwatchable. If you're watching Raw live, it's insufferable.
I am
absolutely insufferable.
I-
Whatever about watching it on the playback without the ads and stuff, like, it's just.
I imagine some of your top sellers in terms of T-shirts are retro. I imagine that's the case, and that's reflection.
That's always been the case.
Oh, fair enough. But
I don't think Keith spoke this entire podcast. Keith, what's your thoughts on Raw and the death of Monday Night Raw?
I just said it.
Look,
yeah, he
there
opened
you
up
go,
on
lads.
Raw.
Look at that slide I put together. Look at Raw down through the years. Look at the faces.
Wow.
Look at the names. Look at the years. If that slide doesn't tell you inherently what the problem is in WWE, then I don't know what it is. If you go and you look at that last slide, present day, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, literally these guys are featured on nearly every one of those, with the exception of the first 5, and that's because they weren't around.
And obviously Cody's
look at who's featured there.
Cody's not
look at what we have in the first
Don't you
one.
worry, Pat.
Look at what we have.
He's on SmackDown.
Look at what we have in the first one. Well,
Sorry.
And I'm talking about the top names as well, bro. We're talking here about, look at the first one: Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
Look at what we're being served up at the moment. A guy with a painted face for human money's on a fucking pole match.
I think WWE have
Undertaker.
Sorry, no.
Go on, Sean.
Go on. I think WWE have a problem, dare I say, definitely in the past few years, of letting go of the past. You're kind of having to move with the times, and I just feel WWE aren't doing that at the same time. Like, I'm always going to be a WWE fan. There's no saying otherwise, and I know I said last week that I give up on WWE, but the reality is I'm still going to watch. But that doesn't mean I'm going to necessarily enjoy it now. You look over the past few months, and it's so top heavy. You don't even need to watch it because you know the whole show is going to be taken up by Danhausen. You know the whole show is going to be taken up by the Judgment Day. You know the whole show is going to be taken up by CM Punk cutting a promo or Roman Reigns cutting a promo. There's nothing new, fresh, different. It's all circling around to rinse and repeat. And
see slide,
Oh,
it's
see the
clear
slide
as day. Yeah.
See the slide here. This slide is fucking depressing. It's depressing because of what we had today, and you're damn right in what you said there. It's absolutely, like, I'm looking at that now and I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like it's like being a being a Raw a wrestling fan at the moment is like it's like being a Tottenham fan last season. You know what I mean? You're very close to relegation. You don't know what's going to happen. By the way, if I'm Tony Khan, I swoop in now. Niall, that slide is absolute eye-opening.
Like, do we get surprises? Yeah, but you literally know every week most of the show will be taken up by Danhausen. You know most of the show will be taken up by the Judgment Day. You know most of it will be taken up by CM Punk or Roman Reigns or
all the big merch
Vision.
sellers. Mm-hmm.
All the big merch sellers, yes. And we understand that from a business point of view, yes. But you have to look at it from fan point of view. Do we want to see it? Yes. But not on repeat 6 times a week. I don't need to see, and look, this comes down to personal opinion. I don't need to see Danhausen or the Judgment Day 5 or 6 times throughout the show. I don't need to see the Vision redoing Dominic and Liv's storyline. Was I interested in it the first time? Yes. They've just rinsed and repeated it and are doing it with Maxine and Theory. Do we get it? Yes. Do we want to see it? No. It's constantly rinse and repeat. And I'm tired of seeing it day in and day out. And not with you guys, but with other people, if I've said it, I look like the asshole because they're like, oh, you can't make fans happy and oh, you're just too picky. Yeah, I am too picky at this point because I'm sick and freaking tired of seeing this crap week in and week out. And when we do get something fresh, nobody really gives a shit because we know that's all we're going to see for the next few weeks or few months, etc. It's tiring. It's tiring. And
yeah, I just don't think it can just come down to merch as well because I can't imagine Gunther being a big merch seller and stuff like that. No, at all.
SmackDown,
you know what I mean? I think there's other elements there as well.
When we talk about Raw, like I suppose Gunther's on SmackDown, isn't he? So if you look at SmackDown, yeah, Gunther's not a big merch seller, but
I just mean in general, Dave. You know what I mean? Like you're looking at this and you're going like how does Braun Breaker become a big star that sells merch if he's going to be sitting in the fucking gorilla position watching Danhausen go out to have a human monies on a pole match? Like how does that fucking happen? How does Carmelo Hayes come back, have some brilliant stuff with Trick Williams and Lil Yachty and all this kind of stuff, and Baron Corbin just comes fucking back in as the nomad, and Carmelo Hayes gets brushed to the fucking side like it never even happened.
Johnny Gargano,
and then he gets fucking buried. You know what I mean?
How comes in and gets a title shot?
Like Niall, can I just say something?
You know what I mean? It's just...
Niall, if I'm just looking at this here, the early Raws I'm looking at when I was a kid, and I used to watch the likes of Taker, Brett, and all this, and Shawn Michaels. I used to be excited every week watching Raw. I used to be wanting to tune and watch Raw every single week. And now when I look at this tripe that we have to deal with, if it wasn't for this podcast, I wouldn't be watching this right now. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it's gotten. This Raw. That it's just
you wouldn't be watching wrestling, Keith. Let's face it.
You know what?
I wouldn't be arsed.
You know what I just realized? You know,
we're old and cynical, not young and happy anymore.
Well, that too. But Gargano is going to wake up, and it's going to be at SummerSlam, and he's going to help Sammy beat Finn.
Oh Jesus! Don't say
Isn't he?
Brendan Reed, Mr. Brendan
joke.
Reed, do not tease me with such a thing. I would absolutely love
that. Would be terrible.
How big of a Gargano fan I am.
Sean, that would be terrible.
I need Gargano standing up again. Let's be real.
He can follow his mate to the other crowd and lose his own. That's what he can do.
Johnny Gargano should be in TNA. Simple as that.
That's a great spot for Johnny Gargano.
Give us the Rebel Heart back. That's what I
was actually meant to say.
Yeah, so then Jericho can have two heads to fucking drill on.
No, go to TNA. He only needs one head to drill.
Oh Lordy.
I like the Psycho Killer gimmick. I'm just saying. I know people are saying Ciampa's gone nowhere now. I like the Psycho Killer gimmick.
I like
That's
it too.
Just me.
I love it.
No, I like the Psycho Killer gimmick. I'm not gonna lie.
Fucking sickos.
Anyway.
You know what? Anyone else on that? Oh yeah, the reason I put that thumbnail on the slide as well is because when I did that SmackDown thumbnail, I was getting pelters off people who were subscribed to the show and all, and they didn't believe me. They said, "Oh, this is a step too far. SmackDown, this, that, and the other, and all." It's fucking dead. Absolutely dead. The fact that you guys still do a SmackDown Motel show, I absolutely applaud your commitment every Saturday night for this. It's just unbelievable. And people were saying to me, no, the blue brand, it'll sort itself out. It'll be all
red,
good,
blue, yellow. It's all fucking shite right now.
It's the shit.
A motel should be an abandoned building by now.
Oh my God.
Do you know what?
Destruction. That's it.
Do you know what? Aina has a great comment in there. He picked his favorite on the slide. Real quick, let's just do a quick roundup, right? Aina says 2006 is the best. What's everybody's favorite? Ed, you've been quiet. No. What's your favorite?
Did you say Ed be quiet, or were you asking me?
No, he said.
No, I was saying you've been quiet. You've been quiet. So, which is your favorite? No, Jesus, no. Sean Mack be quiet.
I would agree with. I would agree with, for me personally, 2002 to 2006, because that's when I got into it. But when I look back, it's clearly the first two, isn't it? It's 93. It's 93 to 2001 when I started watching it was around the 2002 mark. But for me, honestly, it's going to be 1997 to 2001 because I've watched all of it in the back. You know what I mean? Back order. So for me, the Raws were Austin, Undertaker, The Rock, Triple H, Jericho. You can't beat any of that. You had Benoit. These were the times when you had Benoit and Jericho having ladder matches for the IC title. Like, you know what I mean? Say again?
They were on SmackDown, they were.
Semantics. It doesn't matter. There's a semantics. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm just saying.
We're talking more about the period.
You know what I mean?
Take it easy, pedantic Pat.
Such a whole Keith, yeah? Such a whole Keith, yeah?
Right, so what was anything then?
I'll be interrupting them there, Keith.
To me, that is the best. That is the best time. 1997 to 2001, because it was just as Paul Heyman said to Vinnie Mac. That's when it was the Attitude Era, but it was ECW on steroids. It was fantastic. There was, think about it.
Sean's ready to beat the shite out of you now.
Let's do it, Sean. When you think of pro wrestling, right? When you think of pro wrestling and some of the matches, one thing that always pops into my head, like when I think about like D-Generation X, anything like that, Steve Austin getting arrested, being marched up the Titantron, and looking with that smile on his face when he was against Mike Tyson. Do you know what I mean?
What?
It was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
Who, me? Sean, I've only had one beer. I'll drive down. I will drive down. I'll find you. I'll find you. Cabin's a small place, son.
He knows where you work.
He's in the vest and all.
Sean, you need to put more product in that hair.
The
fringe is draping a bit, Sean. You need to go off camera and put more in there. You know, more.
But anyway, yeah, that for me, that's my
great show, Ed. Great show, phenomenal.
Anyone else have a favorite period?
Do you know what? I'm gonna be controversial here, right? Now we all love the Attitude Era and that, but I loved 09 to 2012 because we got the CM Punk Cena rivalry. We had so much in there, which I think we included Shawn Michaels as well. Had a really good ride. Actually, one of my favorite Shawn Michaels rivalries, I think, happened around this time when it was him against Jericho. When Shawn Michaels was bankrupt. Yeah. That was a
that was JBL.
Storyline.
That was JBL. Would he punch?
Right.
He
the one
Shawn Michaels' wife.
Yeah, and the one with Jericho as well was really fucking good. So I would say two for me. I would say 97 to 2001. It's the obvious choice. Yeah. But 2009 and to 2012 is an honorable mention because CM Punk against Cena in that era was fucking white hot. I loved it.
Do you remember? Do you remember in that period as well how dark SmackDown was? SmackDown was horrific. Every week was Edge and Randy Orton, week in, week out, week out.
Teddy Long telling everyone, "You got to go one-on-one with the other, take a play." Every week.
I actually think he put me in a match with the Undertaker once. It was ridiculous.
I think he did. I think I remember that one, Brian. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Anyone else? Yeah, Sean Mack. Sean Mack, what's your favorite one? Or do you have one?
I grew up near the middle of 2006, 2009. That's when I started getting into it.
She would have had the rated R superstar time.
Superstar, yes.
Yeah. Right one.
But I also had John Cena, and that's all I needed. But looking back now that I'm an adult and it's hard to look past.
You can watch over 18 things.
Yeah, and now I can watch over 18 things. It's hard to look past 97 anywhere up to 2006.
Look, 95 to 97 ECW.
Yeah.
Gave birth to 97 to 2001.
I know. And remember, without ECW, we wouldn't even have a 97 to 2001. In fact, we wouldn't have an Attitude Era at all. No, we wouldn't have.
We would have. WCW.
Three letters. NWO. Ask my bollocks. There is not a chance.
Brett would gesture.
ECW influenced it. They influenced
it. They standard for New World Order.
Listen here. ECW are going after the lads in their 18s to their 40s. WWF were having lads coming out with a bleeding joint egg, and then the next day the Attitude Era.
John Mack, you know more about wrestling than you've forgotten more about wrestling than probably I'll ever know. You know a lot about wrestling. Your knowledge is admirable. Hang on a minute. Hang on, I'm not done. Your knowledge is admirable. However, if David Flair is a better wrestler than anybody in ECW, which is just underneath your little red right there, then ECW doesn't hold a candle to the Attitude Era. Paul Heyman was wrong, and what did he do? He went bankrupt, and he crawled to Vinnie Mac. Please, can I have a job? And then he gets a poxy commentator.
Yeah, but
Bren, I would like to. Bren, I would like to put on record that Paul Heyman was offered a job before ECW went bankrupt, not after. He didn't.
94, wasn't
Vince
it?
wanted him in the.
What are you, a solicitor? I didn't ask you, Dave.
Well, he's my solicitor, Bren.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry.
Only man who can stand up for Extreme Championship.
Bren doesn't like being proven wrong here, folks.
No.
Don't get on the bad side of
What do you mean I
Bren.
don't like being proven wrong? I prove you wrong week in, week out. Every week I prove you wrong. I'll do it right now if you want.
You need to go to promo class, so.
Just going back to it, right? Noel, I know you're going to say Monday night is 1993 to 1997 for the best version of you. And for me, again, like, no. Hold on. Sorry about that.
100% Noel. I know what you're going to say, Noel. 100%. No.
Spoken to.
2002 to 2006, because that's when I opened the show.
Fair enough.
I give mine now. I piss everyone off.
I didn't say
Don't forget. Don't forget, Sean.
I imagine the majority of this
said the one you like
came from the guy in the middle of that graphic.
Sean Mack, don't forget. ECW invaded Raw when they were in New York.
I remember that. Famously,
and even that was shit.
Famously, Sabu was meant to do a dive onto security off the big Raw letters that they had at that point.
That was shit.
He just fell over. Slipped on the way.
Stevie Richards. I remember Stevie Richards actually quite well during that invasion angle.
Where
was it? What was the old Raw venue in New York? What hotel was it?
Oh God,
I can't remember.
Do you remember Raw before it moved to like different venues? It used to just be in New York.
Yeah,
it was in the Manhattan Center or something. I don't know.
That's it, Manhattan Center.
Yeah,
Thank
Manhattan
you.
Center.
Yeah.
Because I remember Stevie Richards just kind of like coming through the crowd and being an absolute nut job in the Manhattan Center.
It wasn't it wasn't a good thing though, because all the people saw Raven go through and said, "Holy shit, this guy looks so cool! I got to watch ECW," and they did.
Raven was cool. Johnny Polo was phenomenal. Johnny Polo was the best.
Mikey Whipwreck was brilliant.
Oh, I love Mikey Whipwreck. He was like the
one
true...
from Blanche or the one of the wrestler.
The first
they're probably the same anyway. Nobody knows.
He was an ECW pillar. End of story.
Brilliant.
The original underdog.
Sharon, I'd say Dom agrees with you. I'd say Dom would love to be able to just piss off the AAA, to be honest, and not have to do this stuff. Being honest, I'd say Dom feels the exact same as yourself about it. Oh God, yeah, I thought this graphic would be a good one. I thought it triggered some good opinions.
Certainly triggered some people.
So now, if you just go back to saying though, your favorite time to watch it was 1993 to 97. They had, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to call you out. Like I say, I started watching it the 2001 to 2000. You know what I mean? That time, like, boom. Yeah, I go back and watch it all.
No, see, I started watching it in. I think I started watching around 83, 84. So that period with Hogan and Warrior and Macho Man and Steamboat and all these guys and Tito Santana and all them, like, that was a very special time for me. I love all those guys. Jake the Snake Roberts,
amazing.
You know, and British
when you
Bulldogs.
talk about that and look at it getting now, it's pretty sad, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's where I was going.
Well, you heard what Bren at the top of the show said about tag team wrestling and all. Like, you're preaching to the converted here. It boils my blood to see the product being held to hostage by TKO the way it is at the moment. It's just they've no idea. I think they've bought something that they didn't realize they were buying, and they thought that this was. I think they thought this was a brand like the NBA, like the MLB, like the NFL, and they didn't realize that it's a totally different fan base, extremely dedicated and loyal, but totally different in terms of the way you present things and stuff like that. And I just think that the actual the print, the handprint and the footprint and the fingerprint that they've put into wrestling clearly shows that they haven't got a clue. And look, Triple H is just, you know, I know this is not this guy. This guy built Black and Gold up from the bottom. Women's revolution, whatever you want to call it. He did so much stuff to build people down there. Him and then Shawn Michaels getting involved as well, to the point where Vince McMahon felt so threatened by it that when Triple H got sick and took ill with the
NXT
heart,
2.0.
McMahon went down and fucking dropped the grenade and obliterated everything that they had built up.
Yeah.
So that'll
Why
tell
do
you
you
how
gotta
good it
bring
was.
that up?
So this is
NXT.
so this is clearly a situation where TKO is very much hands-on here. They're dropping little grenades into Triple H's lap and going, "We need this to happen. Make it happen. You figure it out." You know, you look at last night, that Danhausen thing last night. Forget about Danhausen, forget about Joe Hendry and the Judgment Day coming out. Ryan Garcia.
I didn't even know who he was. To be honest with you now.
Like comes out, and they're just it's Zuffa boxing.
The guy is a
fight
raging
coming up.
racist as well.
You know?
He's a massive fucking
You're
racist.
But you're in. I think he got thrown out of the UFC originally or something.
He did.
Like that.
Garcia.
And I think whatever it was, and I think I think back in the day there was issues or something like that. I think there was, and like this is just I think correct me now if I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but this is just insane, and like no need for it. And it's just you're in LA, and it's all the stars and all the glitz and all the glamour. And yes, down through the years, WWE had Muhammad Ali and Liberace and Cindy Lauper and Captain Lou Albano, all these guys, but not every week, every segment, every show, everywhere you fucking turn, there's a fucking Slim Jim sticker stuck on someone. It's just just raging at the moment. You know what I mean? To the point where
every Raw has a celebrity, every SmackDown has a celebrity, every pay-per-view has a celebrity.
As well this week.
No, here, lads, can I just say, I don't know whether anyone noticed it. I said it in the chat, might have passed by. The white farmer trapped the black guy in a cell and then taunted him from a fucking announcing table that was branded with KFC. Nobody sees the racial undertones there, no.
Jesus, you're reaching, but I see it now. You're reaching. You see it now.
They also used the base numbers. Remember the 33. Remember the weigh-in? What they said he weighed?
303 pounds.
So a little bit of demonic in there as well.
That's a good reach. That no, I'll give you that one. That's a great reach. That
didn't have to reach too far. In fairness, you know?
The cowboy farmer puts the black lad in a cell and locks him up, and then taunts him from a KFC table. I mean, come on.
Where have I seen this before? Oh,
we're only short of Lesnar going full Rock, aren't we? And whipping off the belt and going full Mama Rhodes on this lad. You know what I mean? This is insane. This is Look, hopefully, make sure you join us, folks. We are going to have a double watch along Saturday and Sunday for SummerSlam.
R.I.P. Monday Night Raw.
We are praying that this goes the way it should. Don't worry about Monday Night Raw because it'll be just a load of beat up people doing broken down promos about what's coming up next. We'll be on the road to New Orleans on Monday, like fucking SummerSlam never happened, or WrestlePalooza or whatever the fuck.
WrestlePalooza, apparently, yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Oh,
we'll see what happens.
AC Slater, though. Can I just say AC Slater for a second?
He looks
how good was it to see Mario Lopez? We were saved by the bell, and it was a phenomenal moment on Raw. So if we're going to talk about the negatives, let's finish with a positive. AC Slater was good to see you. Thanks for coming. That's all I got.
So was Ashton Kutcher, even though you're sticking up for
Jimmy Hart.
Sticking up for Jimmy Hart. Seeing Jimmy Hart was deadly.
Jimmy Hart. Yes.
He wasn't in the back though. Like, you know what I mean?
82 years young.
It should have been a backstage segment, that no.
They don't all want to be though, because I don't think they all
maybe
want
not. But all I'm saying is, like,
Ashton Kutcher,
I'd rather see a segment with Jimmy Hart than some bleeding racist boxer that I don't know who is.
Yeah.
But just said for 5 minutes, I'm sick of these pricks showing up at shows, and now everyone's fucking cheering.
No. Jimmy Hart is fair. Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
Is a
no,
they
can
show
AC Slater. So is AC Slater. What's wrong with Ashton Kutcher? Actually,
he stood up for his rapist friend who got 30 years.
Yeah,
he wrote a note to try and get him off.
Him and Mila Kunis were like, and then they came out and said, "Oh, listen, we didn't know we were going to be found out, so we're sorry for doing it."
Yeah, exactly.
No way.
They advocated for a rapist, and that's the end of the story. The guy's a fucking scumbag.
You didn't know. Well, now you know.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean? That's the worst thing about it. And your man Kutcher was like all about girl, like he was the face of this charity about girls being trafficked and not being abused and stuff. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I know you think I'm the funny guy." Literally a year later, he's my mate, and you shouldn't really put him in jail because he's my mate.
Let's not give him.
And then the whole foundation, the whole foundation was shut down, and that's that.
Let's not give him any more time then. Best of luck. Well, not best of luck.
Yeah, you're right, Brent. Dead right. Bang on. Anyway, lads,
Anyway, folks,
great show as always.
there we have it. Great show, good debate, nice little bit of a
Keith,
funeral.
next
and all.
time you be a bit more quiet, will you? For fuck's sake.
Oh, shut up, Keith.
Thursday, I should.
Sorry.
No, Keith gave us a rundown
Keith-
of his
Keith's
SummerSlam
right.
and all, didn't he, Keith?
I love you.
And he gave us a rundown of Raw. It's all good.
Keith's the
Monday
best
nights
host.
will never be the same.
Keith
There you
is honestly one of the best hosts on the channel. Phenomenal. I can't wait to do the Attitude Era with you and SmackDown. And in fact, me and Keith will be doing a quadruple shift this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anybody says a bad word about Keith, they're gonna have to get through me. Okay.
That's why he's now
Well, that
known.
won't be hard, skinny
That's
arse.
why he's now known as Backdoor Brent.
I deserve that. You win.
Yeah, you do.
Panel, a pleasure as always. It's the therapy sessions on this that are
I
actually.
think that's exactly what it is, isn't it? lads?
No, I
It's like-
need therapy
I
after
think
these sessions.
if you had to suffer this, you know, like the old days where this was like a secret, like Dead Poet Society. Imagine having to suffer through this, not knowing, letting people know you actually watch it and all. Like, how bad would
But
that
I
be?
only said this in the group today. Like that Danhausen shit makes it very hard for me to defend to my mates when they say, "You're 41 years of age and have a wrestling room. What is the story there?" I'm like, it's deadly though. And then you have that shit, and you're like, oh, you can't come
Wrestling
back
as
to
a
it.
whole, though, Ed.
You should have
Wrestling
told
as
him.
a whole.
That's my
Different story.
yeah, but Ed, you should have told them that's your podcasting room and you're earning €8 a month off YouTube.
100%.
So
No, I
how
told
dare
them shut their mouth and know their role. That's all they need to know. you know?
100%.
Hold on.
Hey,
You get to eat your
What
own
I
meat,
learned
don't
today is not
Sorry,
only
Jay.
are we tag team partners, but we're also the same age. This is phenomenal. This gets better.
Fantastic,
Anyway,
isn't
no, sorry,
Fantastic, man. And we're the same height too.
you're a bit taller.
So short.
My
you
hair
did say
makes me
that.
look small. My hair makes me look
Okay.
taller.
I wear shocks. That's why.
I think I'm
that,
the
that
tallest.
unicorn bump on the front, is it?
Ed, keep the
Anyway.
goatee, don't shave it, pal.
Yeah, like, what do you think?
Yep, keep it.
Shawnee O'Grey as
Gorgeous.
well. Because
Stone
I can't
Cold
go
Ed
down that
Lindsay.
side, so I was like, I'll just keep going. How long are you going on that, Sean?
7
4
years.
days. No, I'm
I'm gonna
just.
say, yeah, this is 3 weeks, son. I'm gonna find you.
Which
and
Sean are you
spank
talking
About-
about?
In fairness,
That's about 2 weeks.
in fairness to Sean, yeah, you shaved it off, didn't you? Because you sent us a picture of it shaved off.
I did, yeah.
absolutely.
John, oh, you look
Clean
bleeding
up a
cool with
little bit.
facial hair. You should reconsider it. Although in your job, I guess you kind of have to shave, but you look bleeding deadly with it. So deadly serious.
My mother tells me I look like a furry, so I did, you know, potato, potato.
The fact that she knows
Is
what
there
that
rules,
is
Sean?
would
Is
worry
there
me.
rules for that in the job?
Is there rules?
No,
the
there's
rules
no,
were in the
no,
job.
Is there rules in the job for it? Or?
no, there's no rules, no. But the head chef's
That's a health
bald,
violation.
so I don't think he minds
Grow
that we have
it out.
hair, you know.
Grow it out.
It's alright.
Grow it out. Do it.
No,
John.
when I grow it out, I look terrible. Like it's big and fluffy and
Yeah, like Sami
Just
Zayn.
put like a net on your face then.
I look like the brown version
Sean-
of Trick
Sean-
Williams' title. So I do.
Sean Mack came into me the other day in the shop and he's twirling the mustache now. He's trying to
Yeah.
become one of these hipsters.
Man.
Trying to become
What's
Englishman.
that lad that used to be in the cruiserweight
Sean.
division? Aiden
Oh, the one with
English?
the
With the
umbrella,
umbrella?
that ended up, the one that
Yeah.
ended up
Yeah.
called out in the Me Too
Jack.
movement.
Jack Gallagher.
Jack
Is
Is that where
Gallagher.
he's gone? The
Jack
Me Too
Gallagher.
movement got him as well, did it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, remember lads, the VOD villains.
They were great.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Your
Oh.
man, though, your man.
They loved Enzo.
They were deadly looking.
Did he? Did they ever
One lad
mention?
who's always on YouTube, though. He just seems like an absolute tool. He's
Simon
Simon
Gotch.
Gotch.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
that your man?
Gotch,
Gotch?
that's
There's
exactly
a
what
reason he
is.
doesn't get booked
Cool.
anymore.
Literally,
Yeah.
one line that sent wrestling YouTube into a frenzy that still felt. Cass is cool. He's a solid big guy. Enzo is a fucking abortion. Because that has been on YouTube recommended for like 20 years. It feels
Thanks for joining us, everybody. This has been a brilliant show, and that's where we'll end it.
So I do want Enzo to come back with Cass, please.
Yeah,
Are we
so
not doing
folks,
history?
If you could subscribe to the channel, hit the button. No, we're not doing history. Do you know
Funeral.
why we're not doing
Funeral.
history?
Boy,
Funeral.
What
Oh,
funeral
my
do you go to where they go?
Because-
Anyway, it's his birthday next week.
Because I did up the slide for history. And you know what I did?
Well,
Put Benoit on it.
I forgot to email it to myself, so it's on the laptop in the shop.
ah,
So that's my excuse. And I had a brilliant list of birthdays and all, but what I'll do is I'll bring the slide home and I'll do a video.
Good.
well,
Or-
let us steal it for Saturday.
next week.
SmackDown show this Saturday. We'll steal it. Or you do a video on it. Yeah, you do you.
Oh, the
No,
motel's
I'll send you
down.
on the slide then, and you can cover it.
Deadly. That'd be
And
great.
then
I love it.
No, you have to. The secret now is, we have a challenge going on at the moment.
What's that?
That you get into the chat on the SmackDown Motel, and you have to get the two boys to break character. And I'm 2 for 0 at the moment, this week and last week.
Make Brennan and Keith.
Have you not seen the end of the shows?
No, I haven't.
The end of the shows, the two boys are in stitches at the end of both shows in a heat. It's hilarious.
I'll just get on and
They
show
have to
you
just
me
go
Willie.
off
He's
and
on
off.
him.
It's really-
I'll be in work, but I'll be on. I'll make sure.
Straight away.
Here, do you know what, lads?
Well, I need
I'm
the
gonna
glasses.
throw in. Lads,
Get a stronger scope.
I'm gonna
Stupid
throw
sexy
in-
head making it hard to concentrate.
I'm going to throw in a little bit of history here, right? I'm going to throw in a little bit of history. On to July 28, 2002, Carolina Coliseum, WWE Raw was live. And the main event was Ric Flair and The Undertaker against Brock Lesnar and Big Show in 2002.
Jesus.
And Ric Flair and The Undertaker won.
That's making sure
Jesus.
Rob Van Dam beat William Regal for the Intercontinental title, and Bradshaw drew against Sean Stasiak for the hardcore
And
title.
Dave, it's only up till recent times all 4 men were still wrestling.
A draw for the hardcore
Which is fucking
title.
even scarier, isn't it? And we thought they were outlaws back then.
Anyway,
How does a match for the hardcore
Crazy.
title end in a draw?
Sean, one for you. One for you.
They're not two
It's
candlesticks.
WWE though, so fair enough. They'd
Sean,
end a
one
death
for
match,
Sean
wouldn't
Mack.
If you've seen the belt, Sean, if you've seen the belt, they can get a little piece of the Winged Eagle each. The worst replica belt I've ever seen. The hardcore belt.
Sean Mack,
like,
one
yes.
for you. On this day, 1995, Orange County Fairgrounds in New York, ECW New York City show, July 1995.
Oh yeah,
And you want to know there's some cracking matches on this.
yeah. hit
Mikey
me.
Whipwreck against Too Cold Scorpio.
Holy shit, that's insane.
Raven and Stevie Richards against Pitbulls. Jim Neidhart against
rapper?
Marty Jannetty.
sorry.
Against
Jannetty.
Marty Jannetty.
I don't know who's
Eddie-
the bigger shock, Jannetty or Neidhart.
Eddie Guerrero against Dean Malenko for the ECW TV title.
What was this for ECW being an indie with no, talent, Mr.
The
Reed?
Steiners.
It was at a fair. Hang on a minute. It was at a fairground. Did I hear that right? It was at a fairground. Are you winding me up?
Mr.
And you
Reed.
just said it's the big leagues?
Or the
It was
venue
at a
called
fairground.
It wasn't actually a fairground.
You know
The
what? Do you know what?
Steiners.
No, hang on, Sean. I might as well look out my window back in Blanche and see two people go at it on the road. That's
No,
what that would have
it
been like.
wasn't
And
a
actually, there's a
fairground.
guy in
Anyway,
Blanche
you
called
live in
making
fucking
me.
Blanche.
It was an indoor show, Bren.
Brand,
They used to call those
Brand.
places
Don't act, Brand, like you never brought a goldfish home from Wonderland. What the fuck out of here?
Get 3 breaths in, Bren.
Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner. Steiner brothers against the Dudleys and Vampire Warrior.
Oh my
Cactus
God.
Jack.
Vampire
Cactus
Warriors,
Jack
Gangrel, for those who don't know.
against the Sandman for the ECW World Heavyweight title.
Was that
And-
Texas
I think,
Deathmatch,
do you
or
know
was that
funny,
something else?
Dave, do you know funny you picked that out? I think Eddie Guerrero, Dave Malenko for that. Is it the TV
It
title?
is, yeah.
I think
Great,
that was part of the slide. That was on the slide. I
Oh,
think,
brilliant.
actually, yeah. So.
Such a great-
Mustafa and New Jack against Public Enemy, Johnny Grunge and Rocco Rock was
Was
the
that
main event.
Was that a cage match?
Nope, that was just a normal match.
Yeah, they had a cage match as well for the titles, which was insane. I love the game.
Sean, I meant to send you the other day as well. Did you see that Sabu figure coming out in September?
Did, yeah. Crazy to think he's getting a modern figure. I think actually no, I don't have one. I don't have a Sabu figure because the only ones I could find were the Jax ones that were just fixed into the pose. I like being able to move mine,
Yeah.
move the arms and legs.
What were they? The Unmatched Fury?
I think
was it?
so, yeah. The Match Fury ones because there's guys selling
They
them.
were brilliant.
Yeah, we have a
Statues.
Sabu figure and a New Jack figure coming as well. Both of them look sick. So
And we've got Finn Balor with the puppet.
Yep, we
Demon
do,
Ego.
yeah, we do.
And we've got
And
we've got triple A figures coming as well. haven't we?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so we're likely to get a Psycho Clown and a Mr. Iguana. And
There's also 2 warriors. There's an Ultimate Edition warrior coming out, and there's an Elite warrior coming out as well. So I'll be having those 2 as well.
saying that, yeah.
All right.
As well, yeah. Never ends. The grind is real. Right, folks, that's it. Until next week, we'll catch you soon. I'll be back Thursday with the football show with Darren. The boys will be back for
The women's show.
the SmackDown Motel on Saturday, and they'll be back. Women's show's back this Saturday, is it, Sean?
Women's
Is it
show
Saturday or
is
Friday?
back this Friday. Thank God.
Friday. There we go.
There might be an Attitude Era show in there as well this Sunday, 8 o'clock. Do join.
That's on the Saturday. Sunday.
Oh, Sunday, yeah, sorry,
Sunday,
yeah.
And then we got the double watch along. So busy week coming up with the podcast, plenty of shorts, plenty of videos, all the rest. So make sure you're subscribing. I think we are 2 subscribers off 1,800, so let's push it out there. Our target was 2,000 by SummerSlam, so we need to try and push that. We've got, 4 days? Let's see what happens. Until next time, folks, have a good week.